let's go down to another level of petty. Why not? I only got 8 minutes left. How much time do I have left? Shoot, 7 minutes. Okay. So, today has been a miraculously hilarious, almost serendipitous day of liberals and some conservatives owning themselves in the most spectacular way that it is 100% worth airtime. It is 100% worth. It's even better if you're watching it live on video or watching it after the fact on video, but it's 100% worth the airtime for me to discuss the many ways that liberals and this one particular conservative owned themselves. Okay. The first example is, let's see if I can pull this up on my screen over here. The first example is a liberal, and I'll just bring up the tweet. The tweet is from IF Thunder. Thanks at IF Thunder for sharing this with me, because it really, I swear it made my day. Let's see if I can pull this up on the screen for you guys. All right, so it's kind of tiny. Let me see if I can zoom in some and help you all out. So this is an exchange. There we go. This is an exchange between Alex Press, who I'm familiar with. She's from Boston. She writes for the Jacobin, and somebody named Eli, whoever. It doesn't matter, the names. So Alex is basically talking about, she's critiquing, she's doing what we do on Twitter. This is what we do. We critique the hell out of people on Twitter. Alex is just doing her thing because that's what we do on Twitter, right? And so someone comes in and chimes in. They don't like what she has to say. And so Elias said, if you're the kind of white male leftist who thinks any person of color / woman with concerns about attacking identity politics deserve abuse, unfollow me. I mean, they're going in. They're getting ham. Then they came back and said, I am not your ally, and I do not support what you do and how you do it. Go with God and all that, but don't mistake me for a fellow traveler. Oh my God, it's just getting so. Alex Press, already said she, but apparently this person didn't bother to take a look at the profile and realize that while she was condemning this person for attacking women, Alex Press is a woman. It really is. This is a trifecta, man. It's been a beautiful day. All right, so if you follow along, somebody decided to chime in because nobody else did. Chris Pearson chimed in. He said, hey, I'm sorry I'm late. Has anyone else pointed out to you that Alex is a woman? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens. This is what happens when you get so caught up. Man, the worst thing in the world to do is to get so caught up on your politics that you don't take a damn second to check. Just take a second to check and think before you speak, or else you will make a complete fool of yourself. You guys remember Woke Gator? I will never let you forget Woke Gator. It's simultaneously hilarious and simultaneously tragic, where this woman who has a vested interest in attacking white male privilege, or pointing out white male privilege, if you want to call it that, instead of recognizing that this particular white man's son had just gotten eaten by an alligator, instead of taking a moment and pausing to think that, she went on an entire diatribe about how she can't feel any sympathy for this white man who didn't read the effing sign that there's no swimming, right? She didn't take the second to realize that this man jumped into the water to try to save his 2-year-old son. That's what happens when you buy so much into a particular narrative that you don't come up for air to actually think about what the hell you are saying. And it's been like almost 3 for 3, that kind of day. The other one that is hilarious is actually a Facebook tweet. Facebook, and I don't know if I can even share this image because it's so small, but I've got to tell you about it. So what had happened was, guy on Facebook rather, celebrating the end of Obamacare. So here's a guy who's celebrating, and I know this is petty, but bear with me because it was funny as shit to me. I'm sorry. A guy celebrating the end of Obamacare because the Senate voted to end Obamacare or to repeal Obamacare. And so he goes to Facebook and he says it's about time. This is the right thing. We needed to get rid of this failed Obamacare. His friend chimed in and say, that's really messed up because I'm on the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. I'm on the ACA, and it's really messed up that you would be celebrating because there's so many people, 20 million people who are getting ready to lose coverage underneath the ACA. And they got angry at each other. They start exchanging words, some profanities. Original poster comes back and said, wait a minute, hold on. I would never joke about someone being on the ACA. I'm on the ACA. I'm talking about Obamacare. I'm celebrating the end of Obamacare because it's been a failure since day one. I would never joke about someone losing the ACA because I need the ACA. That's all I can say. I mean, if you're not laughing by now, holy shit. I mean, this is the quintessential. Go to my timeline, Twitter, take a look at it. It is the quintessential example of keep your government hands off of my Medicare. This is so wonderful in such a bad way. Don't get me wrong. I'm just totally celebrating some conservative tears. I got it. I know I'm not a good person. I know I'm petty as fuck. I get that. But they literally did not know that Obamacare was the Affordable Care Act and that they actually needed the Affordable Care Act. So they voted for Donald Trump because they wanted to get rid of Obamacare, not knowing that Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act. This is something that you could not even write in fiction. I'm sorry. It's just the tasty irony. The irony is so juicy. It's so tasty. I couldn't resist. All right, the last one, then the trifecta of pettiness. I do have to zoom in and give you this one. So the last one goes right back to the same story, right? You cannot be so obsessed with your narrative that you miss out on the obvious, or that you're so bought into a particular narrative that you will not take a minute and just think about what you're doing to yourself. I think I can pull this one up on the screen. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can. Here we go. Take a look at this one. This is the last one. I'm going to bed because it is that funny. And this one is from HRTBPS, the worst handle I've ever seen in my life. But God, this is one of the funniest tweets ever. So he's sharing some images, and it's horribly small. Hang on. So there's a narrative, right? And we're familiar with it. The Bernie bro narrative. And actually, you can't even see it yet. Hold on a second. Here you go, guys, folks. There you go. All right. So this is the Bernie bro narrative that Minch, I can't pronounce her name. She said, looking at these protesters, saying by protesters, we mean 7 old white bros with beards, 3 girls in Chelsea, blah, 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 and basically saying nobody of color. Well, somebody who was there who actually was a woman of color chimed in and said, I'm in this picture and I'm a person of color. Well, Miss Minch, or whatever her name is, really could not accept that. She tweets the picture of her and says, no, you're not a woman of color. She has to tweet back. The young woman tweets back a picture of her in her ethnic garb, right? She's wearing, and she's like, is this ethnic enough? Does this prove that I'm a woman of color? But it just goes to show you, when you are so vested in your politics that you don't come up for air and actually think rationally and critically for a split second, you will own yourself. And tonight's episode of You Just Owned Yourself was brought to you in part by 2 neoliberals and a conservative. And it doesn't really get much better than that. You guys have a good night.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog, join the Progressive Army, and support The Benjamin Dixon Show. It's Ben Dixon! If you like this episode, be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Consider becoming a Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/the BPD Show.